So the Saints are signing veteran quarterback Derek Carr, and I think this is just a great move. The New Orleans Saints are signing Derek Carr to a new contract and bringing him in, and a lot of people are now asking, what does this do for the New Orleans Saints as far as their future projections as a team that can compete in the division, a team that could compete in the NFC and potentially make it to a Super Bowl? And what do I say about this? I 100% believe this puts the Saints in a position that they could now start to push towards their next Super Bowl run. This has a feel of like a Drew Brees opportunity once again for the New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees, early part of his career with the Chargers, had some good moments, but eventually they went out, drafted Phillip Rivers, and moved away from a Drew Brees. He goes on to New Orleans Saints and he makes his deep run and they go to the Super Bowl. Cinderella story, blah, blah, blah. Now, Derek Carr spends most of his career, I believe it's 9 years with the Raiders. They're going to move on in a different direction. Carr, now poised, been through a lot, and he's more of a veteran now, goes to the New Orleans Saints, and I now think this puts them in a position to push for the Super Bowl. And ultimately, it doesn't have a whole lot to do with how great Derek Carr is. Derek Carr is a really good quarterback, but he also has flaws. He threw for 14 interceptions last year. But I also don't think the Raiders were building it all around him. You could tell that the Raiders were out on Derek Carr. Where I believe this is the biggest setup for the Saints is look around in the NFC. They are not loaded with great quarterbacks. We don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is going to come back and be a quarterback in the NFC or in the NFL period. It is a league that is heavily loaded with quarterbacks on the AFC side, and they're just waiting for someone to kind of take over the reins on the NFC side. This is now that opportunity. I believe it easily puts them in a front runner to win that division now. You pair him up with a Alvin Kamara and some of their young studs that they have at receiver. I think they can win that division, and when you look at the landscape of it on the NFC side with all the other quarterbacks around them, who else are you talking about? Outside of Aaron Rodgers, if he does come back, Matthew Stafford might be the next best quarterback on the NFC side. I mean, it is some pretty slim pickings. So I 100% believe this is a great move for the New Orleans Saints, and it could be a move that might push them into being that legit contender in the NFC side. Let me know what you guys think. Till next time, peace.